So let me go ahead and deposit a message for you guys at this quick time. Um, Someone may be planning on getting a BBL. Someone may be fair skinned. Someone could be light skinned. Also, something about the skin complexion or complex dysmorphia, like somebody doesn't like their skin complexion or something like that, or don't like to have that conversation about skin complexion. Okay, also there's going to be conversations where people are going to come up. I'm not going to keep expressing off the fact of how bad and how far medical neglect can go regardless of what system you're using. I don't care if you have served the country. I don't care if you were the best doctor in the world. I don't care if you were like the top-notch security of the world, Craig. None of that shit really means necessary when it's time for people to understand budgeting, when it is understanding a survival of the fittest. And when it comes to those necessary evils where people don't understand the saying, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's Karl Marx, or that's part of this theory or part of that theory. A lot of people fail to realize that a lot of things that's based on in life, even you just going to work, even you just simply waking up, it is part of a theology. It's part of a theory. It's part of a routine in order to do particular things, right? Like naturally, a lot of people don't pay attention and they're just like, oh my gosh, that's just so new awareness. Or you get some women that are aware of it and those that are not aware of it. Like BV is a very common thing that if you need to know, is my spouse cheating on me? Is my boyfriend cheating on me? Regardless, even if you're a woman in a same-sex relationship, you're going to know that that person is cheating because, hey, if our energy exchange or our our gushy stuff is exchanging, and all of a sudden it's like, dang, it's funny down there, it smells weird down there, it's acting funny, I'm getting discharged. Okay, BV is the number one clue and cause to either one or two things. Either you're eating wrong, you wore something for too long, or somebody's giving out their slong or cootie cat to somebody that they ain't got no business doing something with. Okay, plain and simple. Another thing of it is people that are in poverty, people that are on certain government assistance, certain people that are looking to get into particular levels or positions for certain things that they wanted to get into or look into, you will realize how far it will go or what it would look like, right? So say if you're having to deal with like people at work. So at work, you got to go to HR if you got a complaint with one of your coworkers. Of course, you got your manager. Of course, you got your supervisor, so forth, so forth. So if something goes to kaput, you're going to, it got to go up the food chain, right? Now, some people will be like, well, I didn't get a fair chance to get to, say my piece or whatever. Because 10 times out of 10, there's clicks, right? So when it comes to bigger agendas, a lot of people fails to pay attention. What is the hiring agenda, especially when it comes to Fortune 500 companies, for-profit companies? If you look into that situation, it's going to look for, hey, I'm only allotted for particular companies, especially if it was not minority started, which we're more stronger together if we start doing this shit together, because black owned, you might as well include the Indians, the Indians from India. Shit, you might as well include the Australians. You might as well include the Samoans and stuff like that, because we all fall under that same category because we all get that same treatment. Now picture it. When it comes to medication, when it comes to certain states being overpopulated or cities being overpopulated, or their top percenter or as y'all call it in church, their top tithers, those people who are able to afford to pay that 10% or be that 1%, if you actually pay attention to it, they're basically looking at it as who's sicker, So you people that, so us people, like right now, it's like I ain't ever been this big in my life. I stopped taking medications and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, dang, what's going on? Something is telling me there is something wrong with my motherfucking body, and I just can't prove it. However, these hospitals are able to fucking prove it. Like, it's like there's no way for me to not be okay, but my blood pressure is great. I'm shortness on breath, but the scans or the EKG is showing that I'm breathing and stuff like that. It's no different from other people that you'll go in and you'll be like, you'll probably have some kind of diagnosis. You'll be like, damn, this feels like I got hemorrhoids. And you go to the doctors and they'll be like, oh, you're just having a spasm or something like that. Or they'll diagnose you with an STD, knowing it's not no STD. It's just like, hey, your body is doing this. Instead of breaking down like, hey, what that medical diagnosis come from, or how can it stem from, how many weeks or days does it take for it to develop. These doctors are no longer wanting to explain to you how it happened. They don't want to tell you what it was, the measures that they took for you to make sure that you were okay in this situation. So it's women out here that you thinking you got PCOS. You done probably had an ectopic pregnancy and didn't even know that you had it, because guess what? That doctor was paid because due to the simple fact you might be a minority or something like that. And for them, it was just too easy to write you off as if it didn't happen. God forbid that, like, say if you did have some kind of like diabetes, thyroids, and things like that. Most of the time, our glands, adrenal glands, your pituitary glands can get knocked off, right? So in military defense, in basic psychology, when you look into it, they mainly think about the parasystem. I think it's the parasystem and the somatic system or something like that. So when you get ready to look into the systems of the nervous systems, this is how they're able to go ahead and pinpoint how they want to handle a person. If they know that you got neuropathy or something like that, and they also know that you deal with high blood pressure, or they also know that you deal with migraines, these doctors are able to sit here and diagnose you with something so crucial that of course you got to keep going. Oh, now you got to go see ENT. Now you got to go see pulmonary. Now you got to see gastro, because guess what? Your stomach, your DNA, your genetics is not built for you to take that particular medicine. Reason being why they take you away, certain medications take you away from the health foods. So when all of this starts to come aligned and a lot of people start to come online, like y'all got how y'all be like, I'm online, they online. No, they're not online. They still sleep, but sitting very much so very idle in this situation. But those that are coming online, doctors have to take in consideration, oh damn, this person is asking too many questions. Prime example, the girl that's at the Texas University that goes to the college in Texas, and I guess she either wrote a paper or something, or she pointed out something that was going on at the college university. She's a main example for situations that do happen. I've been telling people for the longest, is like, regardless if you get around me, please choose lightly or carefully about what it is that you want to do towards me or around me. Just because you have a hateful agenda doesn't mean that it's going to trump any other like agenda that other people have. Be it it's FBI, be it if it's CIA, be it if it's DOD, Secret Service, be it if it's, police, business or something like that. People have to learn to like be careful, because you do not know what a person know. I sit there, I'm nice to everybody, because shit, it could be a prostitute walking down it. Oh shit, I said it right. A prostitute working, and you go talk to that prostitute, they tell you some crazy shit. You be like, damn, I never thought about that. Or they'll tell you about a program that you didn't even know about. You be like, damn, I didn't know about it. You go look into it. You go see who the people who are invested into the program. When you start digging a little deeper, you'll be like, damn, these people belong to this clinical research. This people belong to, this place that is in Guam. These people belong to these people that work in, in Russia. Like, start asking what the fuck is these questions from, and what money are y'all gaining from these people? So most of the time, these people that are wanted to be Shriners and stuff like that, Berkshire and all that stuff like that. If you look at Berkshire, half of Berkshire, all the peoples and the workers from there, they either old retired people that were from like Vietnam, Korean War or stuff like that, because that was the biggest one, if not World War I and II. Like they come from families and stuff like that, or have parents or grandparents that was a part of that. If not, you'll hear more about the Holocaust. So when you get to digging about what these people's foundations and monies that they have in these, I don't care if it's like for me in Florida, Orlando Health and stuff like that. You start doing your research and start asking these doctors and stuff like that. Because guess what? A lot of people don't got that common sense. Like, oh, I'm gonna still have a Facebook. I'm gonna keep it innocent because I work for this company, and the only thing they're gonna see is pictures of me and my husband and kids. But not knowing that brag or that money that they took on, or that extra bonus, that they didn't know that, hey, just right now, just because you took that bonus and you didn't ask no questions about it, because you work for the company, you're failing to realize that you're an accessory to this. Whether you was a supervisor or a manager and you chose to fire people, or you chose to freeze diagnosis or erase diagnosis to put different diagnoses into the system, and not giving people accurate, services that they needed medically, mentally, emotionally, whatever the case may be, whether they was looking for food resource, whether they was looking for housing, any of those things down those lines is taken away from humanity, and y'all making it more inhumane. It's going to give more people, things too, because for some people in certain places, when you grow up in the hood, we don't have the names to it. So of course we're not going to be able to pinpoint it or point it out or know what it looked like. So most of the time, a lot of people understand, like, shit, we know, black people or Spanish people, we gonna know what it looked like when somebody's trying to, some people don't know, or they choose to ignore because they got so groomed to ignore it. But, messing with pedophiles, knowing when people come in and, want to touch up on the kids and stuff like that. Like a lot of that stuff, you have to pay attention to a lot of it. You gotta also pay attention to who these people belong to, groups, and clicking up to what it is that they have agendas against you or with you, or, you know what I'm saying? Body language tell you a lot of different things as long as you pay attention to it. So once you realize, like, okay, realize, and the energy will tell you everything, because you'll be like, nah, I feel like I want to ask that question, and that question that you're not asking is the question that you should have asked, and what you should have asked is going to give you the answer to what it is that these people are looking to do behind your back. For me, it's just like, I noticed that if I didn't do it, it's like, I'd be like, damn, why am I procrastinating? Because I knew it was like more of an algorithm or a pattern where they trying to look for, oh, this person is inconsistent. So say like you've been dealing with so much stuff, and they know that you have a lot of stress or a lot of things on your plate. You're working a bullshit ass job. You still got to take care of your kids. If you're a single parent, they just add it on to the plate. Excuse me. For some people, they'll offer you an opportunity of a lifetime, or, hey, you want to live here? We found you the greatest place, but you don't know that it comes with like a price tag. It's giving me a scenario off that show, The Shy, when the boy went on ahead and was like, yeah, I'll take the money to upgrade his the barbecue shop. And he upgraded the barbecue shop, and then he ended up getting a house. Then he ended up getting the car, for him and his family, and for him and his baby mama, but did not know that what was attached or affiliated with all that shit was going to get him in some more bullshit with the people who gave him the money. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people like to play those type of games. So y'all have to be aware of a lot of games and situations and scenarios that are played around you on a daily, whether it's at work, whether it's at school, whether it's at home, with some certain family members that haven't did the healing work and still in that karmic energy. So when you start to pay attention to how that shit is supposed to flow, people want to pick and choose how they strategize to come towards you. Like for the people, you'll get gang stalkers and stuff like that, and they use indirect approach, but the less time that you don't pay attention to them, it gives you more time to pay attention to what's the strategy, what's the movement, how they're going to move, how they choose that they want to bother you, or how they choose they want to, do certain things towards you. But you just pay attention. You know who's spying on you. You know who's not spying on you. who's looking to go ahead and try to, get their eyes set on you. You know when to make your move. You be like, "Ooh, I don't want to move right now." Okay, and then when you finally get that energy and that surge to move, it's because you need to move at that time. So a lot of things is telling you, like, intuition works in that way, but also you utilize your intuition, especially when it comes to certain things that is not right. You know, gang stalking, when people are harassing, if you indirectly and directly see it, say some shit or record it, or be like, shit, I seen such and such happen to a person, at this town, shit, whether it's from your page or what. You're helping somebody get out of certain situations. So that's why I tell a lot of people, quit judging people about what was going on. Like, I'm having to learn through a situation where it's like how bad a person can hate you. They could be smiling in your face, laying with you, sleeping with you. I slept with an enemy for fucking like years. I did it like twice, and it's like, damn, God, why would you keep putting me in there? And it was like, okay, you waking me up, but this is like a very harsh lesson to wake up to. But then it's like, okay, well, a lot of people don't ever wake up to it, so you got to be the one to learn it. And it's just like how far certain things can go. People will pay other people to come near you. People will pay people just to talk to you, just to monitor you, to see what you got going on. It's a lot of different things. You just got to be willing to pay attention to how far those things will go. So next episode.